Sorry, I'm driving in the Middle Eastern side of town right now. Hold on, they do not drive well, but yeah, no, television games today was really interesting.
What about you?
What I told you, it's all about the sound bite.
That just
I know, right? I know. You know what's crazy?
it sounded wrong.
I asked my wife as well too. I was like, "Did you see it?" She said she started watching it, but she saw little sound bites as well too.
Yeah, you're right, bro.
Well, I couldn't watch the whole thing because I was doing homework last night. So.
If you want a master class on lying, just it's Waltz.
I was also doing homework, so
before you get into the troll, I did homework and watched the debate too. But anyways, before you get into the troll, what was your thoughts on the debate? Did you see the debate, Edwin?
Yeah, I watched it and I clipped the whole thing. A lot of my YouTube clips have gotten thousands and thousands of views now because,
What was your thoughts on it though?
I thought Vance was remarkable. Remarkable, and the fact that he's 40 years old. I'm 41. He could be like our next Napoleon. He's so elegant in his speaking and his intelligence. I mean, Waltz has never run a business. The guy was like a 6-term congressman. Listen, Trump chose well, and at first I was like, what in the fuck, Trump? You just fucked the election. What the fuck? Now I know why he did it. I didn't know Vance. You didn't know Vance, but now you know Vance.
Exactly. Cherries, what about you?
I just want to know what are these businesses that Vance started?
Wait, before we get into the businesses, what was your thoughts on the debate?
That was his standard. That Waltz was a congressman who didn't run businesses, so Vance didn't run businesses either.
No, I just want to get your opinion on the debate.
They were both kind of massaging each other. They were both trying to seem like nice guys reaching toward the middle. So.
Who do you think won it?
Well, you know who I think won it. I don't think anybody's minds were changed.
Vance won the debate. I'm not saying change your mind, but the debate.
I support Kamala Harris, and I think Waltz did a good job. Yeah, minds aren't going to be changed. Exactly.
See, that's just your opinion. He definitely changed minds last night, especially young voters. Young voters don't want Tampon Tim, the horse cum drinking semen drinker. They want a young man who has good ideas and a veteran to boot, a Marine.
And he also got that fact check going viral right now, because he was just talking about the immigration process. Yeah, I've seen that at least like 3 different places. So I thought that was kind of funny.
But it's going viral in 2 ways. Because people on the left it's going viral because they're like, oh, she fact checked them. But the reason it's going viral for people on the right is because she fact checked them, thinking he corrected her on the fact check. He's like, since you want to talk about it, let's go into detail. This is what it actually is. Blah, 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 blah. Then Walt said it's been in place since like the 1990s. And he was like, no, it hasn't. It's something they just created. So it's going viral.
Exactly.
I have a question for Nathan. Nathan, did you find? Hey, good morning. Did you find Vance's explanation of why the cat and dogs rumor was so valuable?
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
Did they talk about that on the debate?
I maybe missed that part. I didn't remember that part. Maybe I missed that part.
Well, Walls tried to nail him on it. That there's death threats for the schools, bomb threats from the kids in the schools in Springfield, Ohio, and I think they traced the bomb threats, and they're from overseas people. So it's unlikely that there are many MAGA. Well, first of all, MAGA don't call it bomb threats. It's kind of not conservative style to threaten people for jokes or for harm. But the fact that there are overseas calls is probably important information for everybody to know. And he said the meme highlighted the struggle of the culture clash that's happening when people are not assimilating.
He said that in the debate? I swear to God, I didn't hear that. Was that a part of the debate? I didn't hear that.
Well, I don't
don't forget the censorship part where Van Waltz is like, you can't scream fire in a theater. We're not trying to censor you. We don't, you can't make death threats. You can't talk about the vaccine. Waltz and Kamala are going to destroy this fucking country, and everyone here knows it. They're the worst candidates we've ever had in the Democrat Party.
Hey,
It's
did
so
y'all hear
fascinating
the
how Kamala went from one of the worst VPs, worse than who was it? I saw an article from July. One of the worst VPs, like top three. Aaron Burr was considered slightly worse than Kamala Harris. Aaron Burr, the assassinator of Hamilton. Like, now she's the rising star and the world's best hope for a president of America. It's a joke. You're gaslighting you're not even gaslighting your opponents because they know better. You're gaslighting yourselves into accepting a mediocre person as president all to get Trump. It's dangerous. I hope you know what you're doing.
Anybody but Trump. Anybody. It doesn't matter who. Anyone but Trump.
Did y'all hear the fucking the song they created off that eating the dogs, eating the cat shit?
The one on the bar charts?
That shit had me crying, bro.
Well, yeah, and so that goes to the point of how Trump is a great uniter if the people who hate him stop hating him long enough. That song was appreciated by leftists and rightists alike. Everybody thought that song had something to cheer about because it's on the Billboard charts. Come on, guys.
At the end of the day,
Let's do a
it's
song
still,
about lynching. Can we do a
At the
song
end of the
about
day, it's
lynching
still
and
alive.
unite black
You
and
think
white
there
people?
hasn't been a song about lynching?
You
You
say
think
that
there
you don't
hasn't been a
understand.
song
You're like
about
a
lynching?
Monica, you're like a
Uh-huh.
60-year-old. You
Nina
say the
Simone?
song, that song. Come
Straight.
on.
At the end of the day, it's still alive, man.
what was your thoughts on this debate, bro?
I think Tim Walz is not a great debater. He's not.
What are you
He's
trying
not.
to do?
He tried.
He's a bad debater. I don't think so. I think he do.
He didn't do bad. What it is I don't think he has a command of the national
Daniel, wonderful.
right? And I don't think he's like relatable enough. I didn't really feel connected to him or any like he wasn't speaking to me. I mean, I didn't feel like he was speaking to me at all. You know what I mean?
What a great way to say out of touch elitist.
No, I don't think he's the elitist. I think he's trying to be very folksy, like very, like, middle class this, middle class that, but he's not, he doesn't sound genuine to me. But for instance, there's like way too many lies about small things. It doesn't matter when you went to China, right? You emphasize that you went in 88 to make a coalition with the Tiananmen Square Revolution is weird.
I know, right?
You don't have to do that.
He just
You know what I mean? You didn't have to do that. I think you can be honest and let people make their decision. I think they forced it. While Vince seems a little bit more like, I know the issue. I have my position. I can explain my position. And you're probably going to disagree with the position. But I'm also willing to work. I think Vince did really good, though. To me, he sounds like a reasonable person with some out there ideas, like everybody.
It's Vance's personality that people connected with. He's polite. He's not a loudmouth, and that's all you got to do to win is be nice.
He's respectable. Yeah, it did seem like in the beginning he was dominating, and I think like he realized that, and then he slowed it down a little bit, and he was like giving compliments, being a little bit charitable. I think he started punching down. Then he's like, I'm gonna make this debate a little bit more, civil instead of punching down.
Right, there was an answer regarding when they tried to kind of corner him when Trump said he was concept of a plan, and they asked him about that, and I thought his answer was fucking genius because he's a senator and he understood how shit worked, and it's like, well, we can't give you a 900-page thing because we have to work with other people in Congress.
the states because when we leave it to the states, we see incidents like this.
Yeah, but those are one-off instances, bro. That's not the majority of cases.
One knows that's the problem, bro. If there's one, that's an issue.
I think Finn's answer was good. And he went on and called it that with family leave regarding like pregnancy and stuff. And you see how he made the distinction that we should give people choice on how they want to do it, as opposed to having a blank, as opposed to having like one set of rules for everybody, because one set of rules doesn't work for everybody. And I kind of like that answer because what may work for you, what may work for you may not work for me or my family. And I thought like even with the abortion thing, he made it personal without making it personal. He's like, listen, if we're gonna speak about state rights, then that is one of those things. We're gonna let the states do what they wanna do. Then it dispelled the whole thing. We're gonna have what they call that, a pregnancy registry, which I thought was fucking stupid. But they tried it though. Yeah, because like even when he talked about in Ohio how he particularly supported one thing, but the people voted for something completely different, and I'm like, that's the point. Like you can vote for whatever the fuck you want to vote for where you live. Because to me, that's what matters more. Like your local politics matters a lot more in a lot of instances more than federal issues. So yeah, vote if you want up to 9 months post abortion, whatever the fuck, vote for it in your state, and you can have whatever the hell you want.
I don't know why it should be a vote for. It should just be an option for some women. That's what I believe. It shouldn't be like it shouldn't have to depend on the government.
But I think that also goes back into one of the things that he also said about not forcing people who don't have a moral, who don't believe it's moral to do so, like religious hospitals. They don't want to perform their services against their religion. So forcing them to do so is like wrong. And that was like kind of the argument he used, and I kind of agree with that at the same time. Though.
I think that's the thing. I don't think JD been in the scene long enough to be considered a career politician. I mean, maybe he has considered like what he's done for a living, but you got these guys who like been in the system for so long, they ain't really trying to change the system. They're just trying to make the system greased up a little bit more for convenience. Well, by actually taking like, I think JD did a good job of expressing like measures you could take to advance and make it palatable for everybody, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. I like a lot of his pushbacks, and I like a lot of his he coined them a few times in that conversation, especially with the abortion thing, the policy that was in Minnesota about treating babies that were still alive, quote unquote.
Not abortion. Yeah, he didn't answer that. He dodged out completely. He just said it's not true.
I mean, didn't he say it's not the legislation? What else was he supposed to say about it? Wrong?
No, he asked him what was the he asked him a couple times what was the actual legislation. He just refused to answer.
Because he knew it was wrong. If you read it, it's black and white. J.D. Vance was right. But I did like the whole family plan stuff, like the family leave and stuff like that. I did like J.D.
You don't have to make it that autonomous, bro. You don't have to say, okay, we can help this and don't help that. You can help all of it. You can help the family plan and you can help abortions. Like, I don't see why you have to make it like a dichotomy.
Because that's
Also,
what
Nathan,
you know what abortion. That's y'all problem. Y'all think morality is all objective. Everybody should believe.
No, I don't think morality is all objective.
In America, bro, we all think differently.
Yes, but when you...
Go ahead. How they do it in Florida, like it's not even majority vote. You have to get 60%. So like even though the majority of Floridians right now are trending, I think it's like about 57% or something. It's probably not going to pass because you're not going to get the 60. I think that's stupid.
Exactly.
Every other state does the majority of the voters. Why are we at 60%?
Bro, I guarantee you that's gonna pass. Don't play like that.
in 2000. Well, go ahead.
The crazy part about this is that Veronica came in and still trying to justify the lie about the Haitians. It's still going, which is crazy to me that you, like, at the end of the day, he lied both face and still trying to justify it. That's just pure stupidity to me. I don't understand it.
But JD didn't lie.
Listen, J.D. Vance won the election last night for Donald Trump.
Video, and they're all now they're all
election for Donald Trump.
Was it a lie or not?
What do you mean? Tampon Tim stood strong at Tiananmen Square.
Overall issue is the immigration issue. That's what he said. And that's
What? I didn't hear what you said because you was talking
Look,
over.
I said Donald Trump, he made that lie. It wasn't JD Vance's lie. When they asked JD Vance that question, he had the perfect response. That we heard he was concerned. That was there, and that then the dog thing is not the issue. The broken immigration policies is the issue, and that's exactly what he did. That's the correct answer.
Yeah, I think you're saying though, like the approach is like what they were talking about housing. It's the immigrants who are ruining the housing market, like the immigrants are rolling through the border with a $50,000 down payment.
I know, right?
Yeah.
What we're talking
Oh,
about.
that's what I'm waiting for. Does what was your thoughts on the debate, bro? Who you think won?
I literally laughed out loud when he said that.
There's no need to cope because, like, did you not see the flash polls after the election in terms of approval ratings of the people who watched it? JD Vance went from -22 to -3, but Tim Walz went from like +12 to plus like 40. Like crazy.
Well, duh, he's the coach of joy. He's folksy. Coach Walsh is folksy. He's folksy.
Walz is like clearly the most popular. Walz is clearly the most popular.
He's Chris Farley on acid. He's a queer pedophile that loves to go to China, and he freed the Chinese at Tiananmen Square.
The reason why you guys are so pleasantly surprised by JD Vance's debate performance is because basically anybody is like a regular human being, and like this should have been what Tim Walz said. Like, look at this debate. This is why you shouldn't vote for Trump. Because if it was anybody else, we'd just have a normal country, and we don't have this idiot up here. Look how well JD Vance comports himself, unlike his boss.
To be honest, I would rather
That's what he
have
should have
Vance
said.
than Trump. I think he did much better. And I also think, like,
Yes, he
it
did.
brought me joy. I was like, this is what normal politics looks like.
Exactly.
We're so close to getting back to this.
Exactly.
Trump just needs to die.
So
Did you just say Trump needs to die?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I would say.
All right, I'm gonna have to report you to the Secret Service. Sorry.
Old age. He meant of old
Oh
age.
my God, y'all are.
Listen, Walt said we have to enact censorship. You can't scream fire in a crowded theater. I'm reporting you to the Secret Service, sir, and I'm reporting this room.
Vance's answer. The crazy thing was in the flash poll when they went on the topics that they talked about. Vance tried to moderate as much as he possibly could on abortion, and the flash poll still said.
Listen, Walt said
I
he.
didn't really like this abortion topic, but I got one other question. What about the whole, the fact checks? When he called out the moderators for fact checking. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's just for like conservatives. I don't think moderates do shit. I mean, they clearly don't, right? Because everybody thought that Trump lost and he was doing the same shit. Like, conservatives love that shit. It's just like base bait, right? It doesn't appeal. Like, regular people view it as weakness, and they think like, why are you crying about the reps? And obviously Democrats don't give a shit. So base conservatives are like, yeah, stick it to the.
Listen, Walt said he wants to protect physicians from being sued. This is about a business.
You never can ask liberals that are biased the question because they never answer it truthfully.
I did answer the question.
Ever. Because I can obviously tell you that Trump lost.
How did I slant it? I just said conservatives care about that. You're doing it right now.
When Trump and Kamala debated, I was the only
Moderates don't
conservative
care about that.
on the
I'm a
stage.
moderate, and they care, and it
On
matters.
the stage
Moderates don't
defending.
care about that.
I'm a
You're not a
moderate.
moderates,
you can have that belief
the
all you want, but I
actual
know a lot
moderates,
of liberals,
the actual moderates in the electorate are not moved by crying about the debaters, about the moderators.
That's not what
But that's not what happened.
something totally different with what we talking about.
That was the question I was asked.
What moderate
Thugger Biden, you sound like Waltz now.
No, I did ask Thugger about the whole moderation.
Of course you did.
Fact check. That's what I asked him about. That's why he
Y'all
brought
got
it up. The
triggered,
fact check.
That's not what I'm talking about though. He knows.
I know, but that's what he was talking about.
I was answering Nathan. I was answering you.
No, nigga, I know you answered the question. I'm talking about the overall point. I literally reversed. I said, I shouldn't ask you a question about who won the debate. That's literally what I said.
You wasn't asking about this shit. You're talking about something right now, something current. The earlier question was something Nathan asked you, not right now.
So I think it's. I mean, like VP debates don't really matter. But yeah,
Nothing matters. Vance doesn't even exist. He didn't mop the floor with Tampon Tim, the horse semen drinking fucking faggot.
It was like y'all making it seem like it wasn't like I would give it like 45, like 55. It wasn't. I mean, I think
the flash poll said it's a draw.
Vance won the election for Trump. That's what the headlines are saying. Vance won the election for Trump.
y'all are making it seem to be you're happy about it.
So you're a more.
I'm sure most people don't know where to go for flash polls instantly after a debate. So give us the link, and that way they can go and do their own research.
I
on what the data is saying.
get the CBS flash poll.
Listen, they tried to cut Vance off. He was telling the truth about the app and illegals getting coming here and using the app.
I do think if anybody was on the fence for Trump, I think Vince helped them in the Trump corner last night. Like, I think he did well. And I think he also did so well that people feel comfortable if Trump wins and Trump dies in office, they'll be okay with the Vince presidency. And I think he showcased that he can actually, be a change maker. I think he was good. I think he was really, really, really good.
But you're making my Trump derangement syndrome brain explode.
Joey, your mic's up, muffle as well too. Just so
Flash
you know.
poll is in the chat, y'all. Flash poll is in the
So
chat.
no one
Right, thank you,
found
Duncan.
Walden's nonverbal weird? Come on.
Weird.
So I think.
At the end of the day, Waltz is weird, and Vance won the election for Trump.
I think it's very clear. Like Vance's views on abortion are extremist and extremely unpopular. Extremely unpopular. And there's no way. I mean, they have all the clips, right? That shit's gonna get played like.
Well, the flash polls that.
I don't think abortion is that big issue. You're making that.
I think it.
I don't think it
clearly
is.
I think.
I don't think it is.
I think any politician who has banned abortion in their state, or who has supported bans on abortion in their state, is non-viable at the presidential level. I don't think DeSantis is viable.
Well, if you don't get vaccinated, you're not viable either, according to you, Thugger. Everybody's an idiot to you, Thugger. Go to work. You got to get to the Pfizer office. What are you doing here? You got a family to feed.
It may be by a little percentage, 1 point, right? But he still won. So like, I don't know what you're saying as a tie.
That's not what that says, bro.
Doug, you don't think they put this one last night?
So the
Hold
polls
on.
are repeating what
Hold
they
on,
said.
Doug.
I think it was.
I didn't need a poll.
Doug, you don't think Jenny? Oh, come on, Doug. You're not there.
Stop lying.
You are not there.
It was a total draw, especially when you start getting to the J6 questions. Yo, you gotta smash by those.
Ashley Babbitt was shot in the face by a murderer. Ashley Babbitt was murdered.
I understand that he's still in there.
Her name was Ashley Babbitt. Her name was Ashley Babbitt.
What I said, right? 42% said that Vance won. 41% said that Walz won, and the other 17% said undecided. It was a draw.
That's
So
not a draw.
that's
said that is because you don't follow politics. I said that I was in the room yesterday and people asked me how it was going to go, and I said there's no way Tim Walz is going to have the dominating performance that Harris had against Trump, because Vance is actually smart.
Nobody's not. He went to fucking Yale. Nobody's saying he was.
He was obvious. Trump is a moron, right? So Trump can't like hold a threat, right? He's like actually stupid. He got into Penn. He got into Penn because he's no. But this is why I'm saying that because I was asked by knowledge. This is a question. This is a question by knowledge. He asked me what I thought would happen, and I stated that like Vance is like he's a Yale lawyer. Like obviously he can debate, right? Like, he's not like an idiot like Trump. You're not gonna have this blowout like we did with Harris, who's a prosecutor, and again another lawyer who's clearly better at this thing. Just got into school because daddy donated a bunch.
Listen, we know you're an elite athlete and you went to an elite school, Thugga. I mean, you're not that intelligent, though. I gotta admit it. You're not that smart, Thugga.
I thought the way he was going to answer the question, right? Because a lot of those issues for Martin is not palatable, right? And he handled it very well, like Matt said. If you were moderate,
Did you not see the polling on the issues?
and you were on the fence, you probably got swayed.
Let's just stick to the issues. Let's talk about the policies. We don't need to do the ad hominem. Let's talk about policy.
Eric's not moderate at all. And then he jumped on stage and he found God, and now he's a moderate on abortion. It just sounds like bullshit.
Did you not see the polling? The polling on abortion said that Vance
Abortion, 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 abortion.
You can say that, bro, but look, listen. Like I tell you, abortion is even in the top 3 issues of Americans right now.
That's not true. Have you seen the polling on abortion? I'm not a closet homosexual. I am a D1 elite athlete, top tier school. Fuck you.
The healthcare questions, he also lost them, which was stupid because he shouldn't have even brought that up. Which he did. He brought that back into the conversation.
Top 3 either, so like that.
When you talk about repealing Obamacare,
Let's talk about the ACA.
it was
ACA.
It was a debate topic.
No, I'm talking about overall, it's not going to affect anything. Just because a bunch
Yes,
of fucking
it is.
liberals think he did.
Listen, Vance won the debate. He made everybody feel better than Waltz. Waltz is like a squirrel looking for a walnut.
Yo, Eric, Trump tried to repeal Obamacare.
I'm not
This is
saying
like
he did,
actually a
bro.
live
What's
issue.
the point?
It's a live issue.
You mean he tried to repeal the government from giving insurance corporations billions of dollars and letting his wife's college roommate create a $1 billion website and do a scam after scam? That's all it is, Thug. It's a scam to put more money in elite athletes' pockets like you who work at Pfizer and want us to get vaccinated with your poison. You gotta get rid of Thugga. Your time is finished. Sorry, Vance whooped your ass last night, Thugga.
So Waltz was totally correct in the healthcare portion, where he said Vance's idea is literally pre-Obamacare.
Oh my God, pre-Obamacare. Well, that's great news.
And then J.D. Vance says, well, you already have things that protect people from pre-existing conditions. Yes, fucking Obamacare, what you want to get rid of. That's part of Obamacare. So no, if we do what you want, we won't have things that protect people with pre-existing conditions.
I mean, bro, look, listen. Like I keep telling you.
Wait, is that incorrect or is that correct?
He's got a smoke detector beeping.
I don't think that they were trying to repeal that part. But you know,
The repeal was a straight repeal vote.
No, it was not.
Yes,
no,
it was.
That certain parts is a waste
No.
of money.
The thing that John McCain voted down was a straight repeal.
Show me where it was a straight repeal. Like every fucking.
It was a clean repeal.
Subsection,
That's what it was called. You remember that?
Was gutted. Everything was
Clean
gutted.
repeal. That's what it was defined as.
No, yeah, that's what the media called it. That's not what it was.
Good
That's
morning.
what it was.
Anyways, the point is, like I said, if you look at the top 5 issues of voters, actually the top 3, healthcare and abortion is not in it. Literally, they don't give a fuck about that. That's not on their minds. People are struggling to
change the smoke alarm, bro.
Like people are struggling to
I'm
eat,
appealing
fucking
this
afford the car
suspension.
payments and the fucking mortgages. They don't give a fuck about abortion right now.
No, they definitely. I mean, every election says they care about abortion since Roe v. Wade was overturned. Every one. data point from an election that says that people don't care
I'm
about abortion?
talking about the current issue poll.
But every time an election comes up, it shows that they care about it.
What he's saying, Thugger?
Abortion is not on the ballot this year.
Every time we have an election
It's not
come
the
up,
wedge issue that we think it is.
Yes, it is.
Thugger, what they're
Yes,
saying
it
is if they find a poll of the top 3 to 5 concerns and abortion is not there, then they don't care. But I don't think they have that.
We do have
but
that. I
when
can provide
the problem, they don't have that. The problem is every time we've had an election since Roe was overturned, they've lost to underperformed severely, and it's been off of abortion questions.
Bro,
Right?
That's
So
because
they would prefer to. It's weird, right? They prefer like polls to actual data points, which is elections. The thing that matters is the election. A poll only matters if it recapitulates what you see in the election. If the poll doesn't tell you what happens in the election, who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter.
Right, but the issue is, like Matt said, it's not on the ballot. A majority, that was all this election was before the majority of the states voted on.
Bro,
So
this was
you
before
keep
referendum.
saying
The
this,
referendum,
we keep
this was
talking about
before
what
it. The
happened.
majority of states
This is
allowed abortion.
nonsense.
all right, let me.
This is
All
All right, so I just pulled up a list from Pew Research, right? It says issues in the 2024 election is as of 2 weeks ago, right? So it says the top issues for voters are number 1, the economy; number 2, healthcare; number 3, Supreme Court abortions appointments; number 4, foreign policy; number 5, violent crime; number 6, immigration; and number 7, gun policy; number 8 is abortion. So it's not in the top 3, but it is in the top 10.
Supreme
Right.
Court appointments is abortion.
No,
No,
it's
that's
not.
two different things.
Yes, it is.
That's
two separate
I think
things.
it's not.
Now that I
I
think
think
about it,
I think people saw.
now that
I think people saw the importance of the
about-
Supreme Court nomination. I'm sorry, Nick.
No, now that I think about this some more, this isn't really worded super well because abortion could fall into other healthcare or Supreme Court nominations. So I guess I'm gonna go look for another one.
Right. I
they
think
wouldn't have
when
abortion
people say Supreme Court nomination, I think people now have finally realized how important it is to have the right quote unquote Supreme Court judges in there. So now it has become an issue where people care about it, but it's not necessarily because of abortion. I think the fact that once Roe v. Wade was quote unquote
Good
repealed
morning.
and it went back to the state, now it became a state issue where it's no longer a national
That is
issue.
not popular. That right there is
Oh,
not popular.
I'm saying
Good morning,
it is
Tamika.
not-
A
it is
suspension
not
notification
the reason for
received.
people to vote.
Well,
I'm
that's a
appealing the
one.
suspension.
You're a dude. You're a dude. You're not a woman.
So that's his argument now.
So don't like.
I'm a dude.
Wait,
playing the
Matt,
dude.
Come on, Thugger. He isn't just a dude, Thugger. He's a father.
Just filing with claim with the National Labor Relations Board, as well as sending my laptop, my cell to
Matt, are you a
my
Catholic?
attorney in DC.
No, I'm not. Of course not.
Okay.
I mean, I
But-
play one on TK, but
But I mean, it's very clear. I mean, most voters are women, and it's very clear that they really care about abortion.
We'll be pursuing damages
Very
against the
clear. Oh, and
IRS.
Eric, I just
Why-
so just to close the final loop on Eric, I
For
provided a
sexual
link
harassment,
in
called
the
me a
chat from a
manhole
Guardian
at
article, which has
Popeyes
an
in front of
embedded
a
Trump tweet,
coworker.
where Trump calls for a clean repeal. He says in the tweet, Republicans should just repeal failing Obamacare and work on a new health care plan that will start from a clean slate,
Lost
as
wages.
in nothing. Get rid of it all.
You're pulling up tweets and not the actual fucking things, bro.
That was the thing. They followed what Trump said. They didn't have a plan to replace
Lost
anything.
wages.
They never had a plan, so they just went straight up and
Let's
down
pull
vote.
up Donald
Okay,
Trump.
so
Toxic
at this
working
point,
violent
that is a
emotion.
good question though. What is the Republican self-care plan?
There is none.
Like,
The
but
Republican
that's a
Emotional
valid
duress,
question.
severe
I
emotional
mean, they're
duress.
gonna keep with the Obamacare. We know what they're gonna do. Fine, but what is our plan?
We don't
know what
have
the
a
plan
plan. I
is.
never said we had a
Yes.
plan. I never said that was the point.
The Republican plan for health care is if you can't afford it, whatever.
That's not true at all, but alright.
That is the plan. There's no plan. The plan
Yeah,
is
but
health care
I
for
think
those
Vince
people who can
answer,
afford
right?
it.
But I think Vince's answer last night is satisfactory in my opinion.
Additionally, I will be filing
When we get there, we will negotiate a better plan. I think that's
It's not an
a
satisfactory.
whistleblower
No,
complaint.
Okay, but I think it is a satisfactory that says, hey, we're going to go ahead and deal with Congress and come
They
up with a Vince
lost
ain't the
wages.
answer though.
Yeah, but this isn't satisfactory to most people because we're 16 years in now and they still don't have a plan.
Well, Kamala ain't really
And
doing
Trump
This
said,
I'll be
and
filing a
Trump said we have
whistleblower
concepts of
complaint.
a plan.
Well, Kamala ain't doing things that she could be doing now to make things better.
Please let me know
What are you talking about?
This is like
Obamacare,
where to
Obamacare
send
is like what people want to be in place.
The
legal
issues, the
notifications.
issues that she's running on, she can do something about some of this shit now, and she's not.
What can she do about abortion?
Where to send
Nigga,
where to
did I say
send
abortion? Did I say some of the issues?
What issues can? So please tell me how does a VP effectuate policy? What bills
legal
can a VP pass?
notifications.
So what she not
constitutional
not to decide to vote in some of this shit.
What constitutional powers
If she's
are
not
delegated
right
to the
hand to the
VP?
president, it has influence
What
over the president.
constitutional
best time
powers are delegated to the VP?
Quit trying
speak with
to pigeonhole it in a certain way. Does she
you.
not have the right hand to the president and have influence over the president?
Yes, therefore
No.
that means nothing.
No, he
What
doesn't.
she's trying to break a vote for a lot of this shit.
No, all you get
Yes.
to do is be a vote. You don't get to negotiate. The VP doesn't negotiate any of this stuff. Not
Y'all niggas
only
here, bro.
if the
Y'all
president.
It's John Cordova.
Only if
Feel
only.
like
I
a
mean, you guys
motherfucker.
don't
Man,
understand
this
politics.
shit crazy.
The VP only gets to negotiate.
No, suspension.
The VP only gets to negotiate if a president delegates that responsibility to them. They have no constitutional
Y'all
power
niggas crazy, bro.
other than breaking votes.
Negotiation
That's
isn't a power that you need. All you gotta do is make deals.
Oh, good morning, Tamika and Adam. Suspension notification received. I'm appealing this suspension and requesting a meeting with NTA Chapter 10 and FMSS management. Additionally, I'll be filing a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board as well, sending my laptop and cell to my federal employment attorney in D.C., where we're pursuing damages against the IRS for sexual harassment. You called me a man whore at Popeye's restaurant in front of coworkers. Lost wages, toxic work environment, severe emotional distress, fear, and intimidation. Additionally, I'll be filing a whistleblower complaint. Please let me know mailing address, where to send your legal correspondence, and the best time to speak with IRS
All
management
y'all
and
saying Joe
NTA.
Biden don't want Kamala to win.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Because look, y'all saying she don't got no power, and people are saying a lot of the things she's campaigning on, she can actually start doing a lot of that shit now. I honestly would say if she started making moves on a lot of that shit now, she will win hands fucking down. So if Joe Biden is unwilling to do some of this shit, are y'all saying
So we know
does he not want her to win?
Not tracking.
Does he not want her? He must not want her to win then.
rewrite the healthcare law. She doesn't have the power to do that.
But Joe Biden does.
Immigration.
Look, if
That's
she's
Congress. She can't distribute funds the way she wants to. She doesn't have the authority to do that. What are we talking about?
She doesn't.
Joe
but
Biden must not
hold
want her
on.
to win.
Do you think that
Aaron,
Kamala
Joe Biden
Harris
must not want her to win, Thugger.
Let me.
I can't hear B Master. Go ahead, B Master.
I just want to ask you a
Alright,
question real quick.
Thugger, Biden must not want her to win.
Let him ask the question right quick, man. Come on, why y'all doing that?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Thugger, ask the question.
I'm trying to get B Master.
Aaron, can you name a period in modern American history where any bill that wasn't like an emergency bill, right? Any bill that wasn't like COVID relief or some shit like that was passed in an election year? Anything? Any major bill?
I can't think of one.
Alright, now let's go to B Master.
That's because Congress is not in session right now, so you couldn't actually negotiate anything because nobody's there to
Nigga, I'm talking about
negotiate.
this whole 4 years, nigga. A lot of shit could have been done. Stop the bullshit. Go ahead, B Master.
Well, I just wanted to say.
Not this nigga. No, I want to hear from this
Now,
nigga.
children, come on.
Hi,
Come on,
sweetheart.
bro, out.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Concrete. That's my sweetheart. Do you think that Kamala had any influence in the American Rescue Plan or the Infrastructure and Investment and Jobs Act? Like, because what I'm thinking, and this is an honest question, like, how much influence has past VPs had in some sort of policy? Because do you guys remember Joe Biden and Obamacare? Because I remember that motherfucker when he was at how much he spoke out and talked about, the advocacy. Yes, they can't pass bills, they can't do all that, but they definitely advocated for. And he also was a big proponent, constantly talking about the other one, the economic one. American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, right? And then same thing. Like if you just what about Dick Cheney, right? Way back then, what was he talking about? What did he propose for? After 9/11 and the Patriot Act, or like you could go back in history. So I don't think it's fair to say that VPs don't and can't have an influence. They can have an influence, and I do think that even Kamala has had an influence in where she wants to.
And I apologize for my big mic.
Good morning, Tamika and Adam. Suspension notification received. I'm appealing the suspension and requesting a meeting with NTU Chapter 10 and FMS Management. Additionally, I will be filing a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board, as well as sending my laptop and cell to my federal employment attorney. DC will be pursuing damages against the IRS for sexual harassment. He called me a man whore at Potbelly's restaurant in front of a coworker. Lost wages,
Biden's been in the game 40 fucking years.
toxic work environment, severe emotional distress, fear, and intimidation. Additionally, I will be filing a whistleblower complaint. Please let me know mailing address, where to send you legal correspondence, and the best time to speak with IRS
So you
management.
saying Joe Biden had more say when Obama was president? Is that
Was a young president? Yes.
So Joe Biden, the VP, had more say than the president.
In terms of legislation.
No.
Hold on.
His
What
soft
it means
power
is
would be
that,
higher.
Tucker is right on that point, right? Because he had the experience, he knew the people in the hall, he knew how to go and make deals, so he does have a little bit more leeway than most vice presidents. I think we
He
can
called me a man whore at Potbelly's restaurant in front of a coworker.
Neither of them have that.
Joe
And
Biden.
Tim Walz, right? So now if you are going to
Lost wages, toxic work
talking point
environment,
for vice
severe emotional
president
distress,
what kind
fear,
of
and
influence is
intimidation.
Tim Walz going
Additionally,
to
I
have?
will be filing a
What
whistleblower
is his
complaint.
impact going to be?
Please
Now,
let me know
Kamala
mailing
also
address, where to
is
send you
not
legal
experienced in
correspondence,
federal
and the
level.
best time to speak with IRS
She was
management.
senator for 4 years,
Yes.
vice president
Good
for
morning,
4,
Tamika.
and now we're just gonna she's gonna
Suspension
be president.
notification received.
Well,
I'm
she's
appealing the
she's
suspension,
more experienced
requesting
than
a
Donald
meeting
Trump
with
and
NTU
Jake
Donald
Chapter
Trump has
10
already been
and
president.
FMS Management.
She's more experienced, but he didn't
Additionally,
do
I'll be
anything.
filing
He
a
doesn't
complaint
know
with
how
the
to. He doesn't know how to.
National
He
Labor Relations Board. As well as sending
doesn't
my
know how to.
laptop and cell to my federal employment attorney in DC will be pursuing damages against the IRS for sexual
This is a
harassment.
fact. No.
He called me a man
He didn't
whore
like when
at
he
Potbelly's restaurant in front of a coworker.
Come on, now y'all
Lost
trying to shout him
wages,
down. Let him
toxic work
finish.
environment, severe emotional distress, fear, and
Joe
intimidation.
Biden had
Additionally, I'll be filing a
more
whistleblower
narrowly
complaint.
divided house.
Please let me know mailing address,
Than-
where to
than-
send you
than
legal
Donald Trump.
correspondence, and
He
the best
passed
time to speak with
way
IRS
more
management.
bills through Congress than
and
both
NTU.
Obama and Trump. He clearly knows how to maneuver
Good
in the
morning,
Senate
Tamika and
far
Adam.
better than both of those.
Suspension notification received.
Clearly.
I'm appealing the suspension and requesting a meeting with NTU Chapter 10 and
Donald
FMS
Trump. But all he
Management.
passed was tax cuts.
Additionally, I'll be filing a
Yes, he
complaint
did.
with the National
Yes,
Labor
he did. The
Relations
first
Board,
2
as well
years.
as
Yes,
sending
he
my
did.
laptop and
See,
cell
y'all
to my
don't follow
federal employment
politics.
attorney in DC will be
Yeah,
pursuing
people
damages
don't
against the
There,
IRS for
Nancy
sexual
Pelosi was in the
harassment,
fucking house.
lost
Trump
wages,
had
toxic
full
work
control
environment,
of government
severe
for the
emotional
first 2
distress,
years.
fear, and
It was
intimidation.
not 2 years.
Additionally, I'll be filing a
Yes, it
whistleblower
was.
complaint. Please let
It
me know
was
mailing
so
address, where to
bad
send
that
you legal
his
correspondence, and the
lack
best time to
of
speak with
making
IRS management.
it was
NTU
so
best
bad that
employee.
his lack of making cabinet appointments was considered a national security threat.
Bro,
The
Ah.
idea that he didn't do anything, especially legislatively, is not a fucking opinion. It's a fucking fact.
Not true.
Donald Trump is such a moron
Not
when
true?
it comes to passing
I
bills.
understand you
Donald
guys
Trump
get
is
that
such
you
a
don't
way-
like
Eric,
his policies,
Donald
right?
Trump is
Don't
such a
tackle things,
moron.
do things.
Donald Trump is such a moron when it comes to passing bills that when his repeal bill for Obamacare finally made its way through the House, he had a signing ceremony for a bill that needed to go to the Senate and get finalized before he could even vote on the shit. Remember that? Remember the signing ceremony? That shit's stupid.
How was that propaganda? That was called a faux pas. He fucked up.
That motherfucker was celebrating. He was celebrating at the 30-yard. Bro, he was celebrating at the 30-yard line.